is the full-time whistle. Well, Drogheda United look comfortable, they look physically superior and a side in total control of this game. But the introduction of Lamboto certainly changed things. The trickery and the brilliance of Fitzgerald and McIlroy at the back was brilliant as well, but the trickery of Fitzgerald and Owen Elding managed to drag Sligo Rovers back into this game, and it is a richly deserved point from a side who have defied their league position in recent weeks to show that there's life in them yet and that maybe they're starting to find their feet this season. Not a bad result at all against the side that topped the table coming into tonight's round of fixtures. It has finished here at the Showgrounds, Keith. Sligo Rovers 2, Drogheda United 2.
Yeah, really good game. I think Drogheda, much the better team in the first half. Sligo, I imagine, got an absolute earful from John Russell. Some of the basic mistakes and lack of tempo in their play. Since Lamboto come on, Fitzgerald, Elding, all made a big difference. I think a draw was probably the right result in the end.
So certainly something for Sligo Rovers to build on as they look ahead to their fixtures to come. Next up for them, it is a visit to Shamrock Rovers on Monday nights, and then Bohemians visit the Showgrounds on Saturday. So that man will be feeling a lot happier about things, John Russell. Drogheda United have Cork City at home on Monday, and then they visit Shamrock Rovers on Friday evening. Well, let's get some reaction at the end of a really interesting game here at the Showgrounds. One of the youngest players in the field, looks like one of the most promising players in the league. He got a goal tonight and he's walked away with the Player of the Match award. Here is Owen Elding, who's standing by with Will.
Thanks, Dave. We will be going to Owen Elding very shortly. Dramatic conclusion at the Showgrounds, John Russell's men. What a second half. Rovers returned for Sligo, earning them a precious point. Goals from Owen Elding and an own goal from Drogheda's James Bulger. Analysis from Conan and Vinny, and the reaction of both camps after the break. Here's what's coming up in the next while in terms of League of Ireland Premier Division action. On Monday, we are at the Ryan McBride Brandywell for Derry City against St. Pat's. Next Friday in Tala for Shamrock Rovers against Drogheda. Following Friday then, it's Bows against Shells, and the Monday after that, in this busy spell of the season, it is Shelburne and Drogheda. Drogheda 2-2 it finished in their game at the Showgrounds tonight. That was our live game. He scored his 6th goal of the season so far for Sligo, and he was chosen as the SSE Electricity Player of the Match. Sligo Rovers young striker Owen Elding is with Will Dalton now.
Owen Elding, you are the SSE Electricity Player of the Match. Congratulations. Oh, what a game. Describe that to us.
Thank you, yeah. I thought we showed good character again to come back. We keep giving away stupid goals every week, giving ourselves mountains to climb, but yeah, just thankful we can get back into the game in front of our fans and get a point on the board.
You seem to be coming into the game in the first half. There might have been a bit of a lack of sharpness maybe up front from yourselves. You found yourselves 1-0 down at the break. Did you feel a little bit unlucky to be behind?
Yeah, we gave away a sloppy goal, another set piece that we try and stop. But yeah, we didn't do enough in the first half to trouble the keeper, but I thought second half we showed good character and obviously got a point.
Second half again, you were coming into your own, midway through the second half, and then another mistake, you're 2-0 down.
Yeah, look, it can't keep happening every week. We just give away soft goals, but it's just about lads coming off the bench. Fransley again come off the bench, made an impact, and that's all we can ask.
We have to talk about the positives of that second half, because it didn't look like you were going to turn it around, but you did. Talk to me about the comeback. Yourself and Will Fitzgerald seemed to really find a fantastic combination, especially down the left-hand side, the crossing for you, the goal, and then the own goal as well. All of a sudden it's 2-2.
Yeah, when the ball goes out wide down the left, I know Will's got good change of pace, and I know the ball's coming in the box, and thankfully it found me. And then obviously Fransley coming off the bench and getting another goal, buzzing for him.
Did you feel a bit unlucky in the end not to have maybe got all 3 points?
Yeah, I think we might have left it a bit too late, but yeah, we're happy with a point.
Congratulations, we hope to see you in such fine form again. Shamrock Rovers next.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, he's a quality young player, isn't he, Owen Elding? We'll get to him in a moment there, but you heard from him, Vinny, about the frustration that I'm sure they all feel in the Sligo camp about the goals they're conceding. So let's get to that Thomas Alua goal that put Drogheda 2-0 up, and it looked like cruising.
Yeah, they were in cruise control. It was good pressure by Warren Davis, and they win the ball back. Ultimately, he wins it back, and then it's a brilliant cross from him. But John Russell will be really frustrated with, that's his most experienced player in many ways, John Mann, on the pitch, and he's just got to sort his feet out. He's in a half-decent position, quicker feet, maybe a little bit more match sharpness about him, and clear that. And it's just a gift. And Alua does really well. It's very calm and a short finish. And Drogheda were just in total cruise control at that stage.
And you just wondered about Sligo and John Mahon thumping the ground like, the old Sami Kufur back in the day for Bayern Munich in the despair in their situation. And then it all just turns around. Smug pundit time for you, Conan, because you picked Owen Elding before the match as player to watch. And he really delivered for his team when they needed him.
I was brilliant. Evening, didn't he? First 25 minutes he was excellent. Kind of went out of it because Sligo went out of it. Like, just as we talked about at half time, he'd be disappointed with that chance. But this is what he does best. He just drives at players, and he's just wanting Bulger just to step in. He does. He knows he has him for pace, and it's a great, wonderful effort. And he hits the target with it. Again, this one he just snatches at it a little bit and puts it wide. But his goal is excellent. He scores so many goals like this in games. Just a little bit of trickery there, but he's always wants to be at the back post. But you see here when the ball comes out to Will Fitzgerald, he knows Ahui is struggling for injury, and just this little left foot, right foot is brilliant bit of skill from him. And look at Fitzgerald at the back, or Elding at the back post, just gets in behind Bulger. Bulger will be very disappointed with his defensive bit of play there, and brilliant finish.
That's the Conan born distance as well.
Yeah, you just won't let that one go. No. That's decision, or I don't know if it was a decision, but they didn't take Ahui off. He was injured for a good 10 minutes beforehand. Is that just a little moment where they could have acted quicker to get him off the field? Because clearly Fitzgerald thought, I have this guy in toast now.
He should have been taken off when the incident happened. Keith called it in commentary as well. It looked like he kind of hyperextended his knee. He was struggling for about 5-6 minutes after that. The ball had went out of play literally 30 seconds before the goal went in. Don't understand why the substitution wasn't made, because Owen Lamb was at the side of the pitch, and they were made to pay.
Let's look at the equaliser then, and we do have to give due credit, because we were talking at half-time, what are Sligo going to do now? They brought on Lomboto, as Elding mentioned in his interview. He did make a difference tonight, didn't he? Yeah,
he got them higher up the pitch, and ultimately that was what changed the game for them. He was winning throw-ins, so just putting those Drogheda centre-halves under a bit of pressure. You see here, be really disappointed with Keeley. He's in a good set position, but he's too high. He's standing too high. He's got to be a little bit crouched so he can then drop a shoulder and react to Lomboto's first touch.
You were all both ready to start to wax lyrical about Drogheda's defending before that, weren't you?
Well, yeah, look, that just shows you this league makes you look stupid at times. They defended everything all season long. They only conceded 9 goals. And I just think they got a little bit too open, a little bit too stretched throughout the whole pitch. I mean, you look at Ryan Brennan just before that, just switched off. A lot of players have switched off, probably thought the job was done, and ultimately they've been punished. Yeah, OK, let's hear from the Sligo manager then, John Russell. He's standing by with Will.
John, an absolutely fantastic game for the neutrals at home watching tonight. I think midway through the second half you might have taken a point, but I saw you there at the end. You seemed disappointed not to get all 3. Describe an absolutely thrilling encounter tonight.
Yeah, brilliant for the people tuning in. Definitely disappointed not to take 3 points. I felt we were in the ascendancy second half. Look, first half we were off it, we were flat, we played into Drogheda's hands. They score off a set play, they sit in that low block. The pitch was sticky tonight and didn't allow us to get those combinations. We didn't hurt them enough in behind the first half. Second half we changed it up, and I felt first 10-15 minutes we were on top, creating chances, and then we gift a goal away, and that's been our Achilles heel this year. I spoke before the game, we want to be solid defensively, but the 2 goals we've given away, so disappointing, because we should be winning matches like this. But the character, the resilience in the group to come back, brilliant performance second half to get back 2-2, but disappointed not to take 3 points.
Realistically, when you were 2-0 down, did you really think it was within your team to actually come back?
No, I did, because we were in this situation start the season against Waterford. We were 2-0 down, got back to 2-1, missed the penalty, went 3-1. This team shows it over and over again. There's such a group that are together for a short space of time. brilliant character. We know we can score goals. It's just cutting out these mad goals we're giving away.
We will talk about the positives in a second, but those little negatives, those little moments, those mistakes, which are just costing you so many points. How do you work on that? Is that individual, you on the training pitch, or again, as we said before the game, as a unit?
Yeah, look, I don't think the second one, we're in possession of the ball, it's decision making, but we've got young players, and sometimes that's the reality of playing 18, 19, 20 year olds. They're going to have to, on TV, make these decisions, and sometimes it comes back and bites you, but we have to be, as a group, when someone does make a mistake, it's about digging them out and making sure that we're sprinting into position and making good decisions. We should be clearing the ball on that second one. They shouldn't get into the box.
Absolutely proud of some of those players tonight.
Tough games to come for them in the next while. Conan, Rovers, Bows, Galway, Shells, their next 4. But how crucial could that point be in the manner they dug it out, Sligo, in terms of what happens going forward?
Yeah, John was right. They showed huge character in that second half. From the start, Francili Lomboto, when he came on, he just got them higher up the pitch, as Vinny talked about. It was disappointing to concede the way they did. It shows the inexperience. We talked about that before the game as well. But like I said, the character from young players, the likes of Owen Elding, Will Fitzgerald, I said at half-time about him not scoring enough goals, but what he doesn't score on goals, he creates in other areas of the pitch. And he was fantastic in second half. And the combination between those two was key. Conor Malley was John Russell said before the game about Conor Malley looking forward to seeing him play. First half he was non-existent. Second half he started to get on the ball with Jake Doherty in the middle and start to make things happen. They need to do that in the next couple of games. OK, going to take a quick break now. When we come back though, we have that roundup of all the goals from around the grounds tonight. Goals all the way after this. Don't go anywhere. Now, lots of sport coming up on Virgin Media Television over the next couple of days. We have that Diamond League Athletics from Shanghai with Sheila Adeleke involved on Virgin Media 2 tomorrow afternoon. The 2,000 Guineas on Virgin Media 1. The Kentucky Derby then on Virgin Media 2. And the 1,000 Guineas on Virgin Media 1 on Sunday. Big weekend for horse racing as well. Let's check in then on tonight's other games in the League of Ireland Premier Division. We're going to start with a clash of in-form Bohemians and Waterford at Dalymount Park, and it was the visitors, who of course are still without a permanent manager, who went ahead in this one. Came in additional time at the end of the first half. James Olajinka getting his first goal for his new club. His celebration might need a little bit of work though. He's obviously practicing on a shooting more than celebrating, so we'll give him time on that one. Whatever was said though by Alan Reynolds at half-time seemed to work. Bows equalised shortly after the break. A scrappy one, instinctive James Clark finish for the goal in the end. However, Waterford changed the story once again. It was Tommy Lonergan showing nice composure. He regained the lead for the Blues. Who'd be a Bows fan? 3 wins on the spin, 3 home wins as well. But back to the home Blues for them, and another interim win for interim boss Matt Lawler, as they triumph 2-1 away from home Waterford. Down to Turner's Cross next, where second bottom Cork City took on Shamrock Rovers, coming off 3 games without a win. The visitors, though, got the opening goal. A bit of a scrappy one in the box. Cork struggling to clear it. Came out to John O'Sullivan. His shot hit the post. And Rory Gaffney, the sharpest to react. 1-0 to Shamrock Rovers. But Cork, with all their injury problems, not done. It came from a free kick, the equaliser. Not exactly a training ground one, but it fell nicely to Freddie Anderson. Gennaro Daniels, one of the interim or the stopgap signings they brought in, setting it up for him, and that was how it finished for the bottom corner there. Freddie Anderson 1-1. Good point for Cork, that one. From one end of the country to the other, up to the Ryan McBride Brandywell, scene of Shelbourne's title win last season. They were back there tonight to face Derry City. It didn't go to plan for the champions. One of the in-form players in the league, Michael Duffy, got the home fans off their seats. Shane Ferguson's corner, and Duffy unmarked at the back post. The 6th goal of the season. What a season he is having. And it was 2-0 to the home side just after the half-hour mark. A comedy of errors at the back for Shell. Sam Bone fluffing it. And Liam Boyce then. And didn't he take the chance well? And there were no further goals in this one, as Derry made a big statement tonight with a 2-0 victory. That's 4 without a win now for Shells, slipping down the table, the champions. Finally then, to Richmond Park.
and that big meeting of third place Pats and second place Galway United. And it was Pats that had the livelier start in this one. Some very tidy football indeed here. Cian Levy and Aidan Keena. And in the end, it was Levy putting his team in front. Stephen Kenny's side then made it 2-0 on 37 minutes. It was Zach Elbazedi who had the shot. Rob Slevin deflected it in. The goals dried up in the second half, and the only real incident of note was a sending off for Axel Sjoberg of Pats, but didn't make a difference. They picked up all 3 points on the night. And confirmation of all tonight's results. Disappointment for Bowes at home to Dalymount. Big win for Waterford. Point for Cork City at home to Shamrock Rovers, going from behind. Derry City back on track after defeat in Waterford. Derry 2, Shelburne 0. 2-2 in our live game at the Showgrounds between Sligo and Drogheda, and that win for St Patrick's Athletic, accompanied by Drogheda dropping points, means the Pats are top of the league. Drogheda second, Sligo remain bottom. That point for Cork, keeping the gap at 3. 2-2 in our live game. Let's hear from that Drogheda manager now, Kevin Doherty, who's standing by with Will.
Kevin, overall, you must be very disappointed not to be leaving here tonight with 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly after last week, and when we go a goal up and then we see 2 goals. Really, really disappointed with the defending. I've just gone through. I've literally gone through it there on the. There's no point in waiting until tomorrow morning to go through stuff. We've gone through it there. The defending is really, really poor for both their goals. Like really, really poor. It's so disappointing. We have the best defensive record in the league, but when we're defending like that for a couple of goals, it's absolutely it's very, very disappointing. Because again, like last week, we were in complete control of the game. We were 2-0 up. Really happy with the performance up till then, and then the 2 goals we give away is just it's very poor.
Well, let's start with the positives, because you were in control of the game. You invited some pressure from Sligo, but you seemed to just again be clinical when those moments came and found yourselves 2-0 up. You seemed to target Sligo, I think, with set pieces in the first half, and then the second goal again, more pressure on the defence and profited on a mistake.
Yeah. And the 2 good goals from our point of view, I suppose, because certainly, even yesterday, we literally worked on that one at the back post, and either man over at the back, because we knew we would if they did the same as they did last week. But that's the positives. But we should be leaving here with 3 points. I'm very, very disappointed. Again, I've heard, it's not just myself, it's other managers, everyone's always disappointed with the goals you concede, but that's it. We're very, very, very disappointed with the couple. And
you look at the goals you did concede, would you put that down to, because it was obviously, I think, 6 minutes in between both, down to just lapses in concentration?
No, I'd put it down to poor defending. Really, really poor defending. Not concentration. There's the first one, we've spoken all week. Even in the... And I will say, we were trying to make a sub, and we did say we'd be able to make a sub at that stage, and we were going to change over there, because again, obviously, Leach got a bang on the knee and be careful, and was getting tired anyway. But then 2 lads just dive in. Elding comes across, as he does in every single clip we showed last week. Went right across, gets in front. He's being marked, then he's not marked all of a sudden. That's a really, really poor goal. The second goal for me is even worse. It's a really, really poor. It starts with our corner weaving another offensive action. We don't get across quick enough. We're well set up, we're set up right, but then we put out for a throw and we don't regroup quick enough. Get a ball again played in. The ball was allowed torn way too easily, and then another player comes across and puts it in his own net, which how you manage to do that from that side. But look, it's disappointing. And then we might have got out of jail and got the 3 points because we've an absolute stonewall penalty, and how it's not seen.
So you look back at that and you think that was a penalty because obviously it hit the post.
And probably it's not the first time I've come on here and feel that we've been really hard done by. It's probably the third or fourth time, and then you hear back, and I guarantee you I'll hear back in a couple of weeks, oh yeah, we had a look at that and we were all talking about it. It's a definite penalty, because it's not the first time it's happened to us. It happened to us twice in recent games where we've been very harshly done by. That might sound that I'm accepting that we didn't defend properly for the goals, but anybody can see it's Yeah, I'm very, very disappointed. I said, yeah, there's no point saying anymore.
Okay, well, if we look ahead, I suppose Cork next, a good chance to get 3 points on the board. But from, again, the results we've seen in the league tonight, it does seem that anybody is able to take points off anyone at the moment.
Because of probably how the game, I didn't even look at them yet, so I'll have a look. I'm sure they weren't all straightforward, as they don't tend to be in this league. But yeah, look, again, you want to say about bouncing back, but there's an awful lot of good tonight. We've come down. Sligo have been, obviously they've been scoring a lot of goals, and we were in a lot of control and should have won the game. I'm 100% sure of that. But we do get ourselves ready. We go home and we get ourselves ready for Monday.
Kevin, thanks for a spectacular match.
Going to be brutally honest here, we didn't catch a massive penalty shout in that game from Drogheda point of view, so we think it's the late-headed chance that we think Owen Elding was heroic from a Sligo point of view in getting it off the line. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it bounces up, and for me, it's sort of in that area. I thought was around his chest.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can see.
Yeah, okay, let's see it then.
Yeah, it looks like, for me, it came off his chest. Elding at the time celebrated it. I don't think anyone appealed for it. Kevin's obviously seen it different. I'm sure with modern technology, he's seen that back in the dressing room. He feels it was hand. I think that would have been extremely harsh. It was a huge moment. Elding got man the match. No, I don't think it hits his hand. I'm not having that, and I don't. If that's the incident he's talking about, we'll find out later on in the week, or as we come on, we'll find out.
We thought we were going to have one of those mad injury time winners then as well.
Imagine coming back from 2-0 down and me talking about Will Fitzgerald not scoring goals and he comes off in the 95th minute with a goal.
Camera
like
would
that.
have just cut to you, right tight shot of you. Want to react to that Kevin Doherty interview in general, though? He tore absolute strips off his players there. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think Kevin isn't shy when it comes to those type of interviews. There's times where you should say certain things like that, and there's other times you don't. He feels it's the right moment to have a go of his players. He have defended brilliantly, he's right. I think some of that's sometimes it's better in a dressing room. He'll say he's already done it. He feels.
Should he not make that public?
He has defended his players a lot over the course of the season, because remember when a lot of people thought they were going to be going down, relegation candidates, and now they were top of the league before tonight. So he has defended his players, so it's important that he is able to do both, but in the right way.
Yeah, there won't be much cracking banter on the bus back from Sligo this evening. I'd say it might be stony silence there. Thanks, lads, for your contributions this evening. Thanks to Conan and Vinny in studio. Sligo came from 2 goals down to get a draw in what could be a very valuable point in their battle against the drop. We'll see. Bye for now.